Hey gang, Tony here with another yard sale finds video. I do have to apologize, I know this one again is coming a little later than usual. If I'm being honest, I've kind of been, dealing with some anxiety stuff, so I just kind of roll with the punches, and if I'm feeling like completely just like overwhelmed by something, I try to read and like hang out and try to like let my mind stop doing what it's doing, which doesn't really work, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I've been just kind of a little meh, and the video was kind of like the last thing on my mind, but I did find a lot of cool stuff, so I wanted to hit you with that. I'm gonna shut up now about all that other stuff. I do buy VHS on occasion. What I've never purchased before and actually don't have a player for are Betamax tapes, which I found a box of at a yard sale this weekend. I'm probably not going to keep them simply because I don't have the player. But let me show you what I got. This one didn't have a label on it. Well, it has the name of the movie on the side. This is 2000 Maniacs. If you've never seen a beta tape, that's a beta tape. I kind of wish I had the player. They had a player there. I think the lady was grieving. I feel like it seemed like her husband might have just died or something. It sort of seemed like they just left everything outside in the rain, because I found an Atari there too, and I picked up the Atari and water poured out of it, like it was filled with water. After that, I was kind of iffy on any electronics at that particular sale. And when I picked up the Betamax player, it also had some dribbles of water coming out of it, so I wasn't going to buy that. It's a shame. Anyway, so 2000 Maniacs. Terminal Island. This one is actually in a box. Tom Selleck is in it. The reason I got it is because the tagline at the top says, "Work slaves by day, love slaves by night." Just says Terminal Island on there. And same deal on the tape itself. Next up is a movie that I actually just watched recently during the Joe Bob Briggs marathon on Shudder, and that is Rabid. The plastic on this one, as you can see, is like wavy. I think that's water, maybe, or I'm not really sure. The paper underneath is fine. It's just the plastic on the tape holder, but it's still kind of annoying. Anyway, there's Rabid, Cronenberg film. Pretty good flick. I enjoyed it. And then we got the House of the Seven Corpses. Another cool sounding one. Actually, I never saw this. And finally, this is the last of the Betamax tapes that I got, White Fire. White Fire. I know about VHS, but I honestly didn't know if people collect Betamax tapes or not. It's not something I hear about very often. I wasn't really sure if people are interested in these, but like I said, I'm probably just going to list them on eBay as a lot. Probably just start them low and see if they get bid up or not, because I can't watch them, and I feel like it's not worthwhile holding on to stuff that I can't actually use, Next up, a couple Halloween items. This first one's nothing crazy. It's really just a bag of Halloween goodies that I found for $1 at the flea market. Almost certainly these are just things that I'll end up throwing into packages when I send out orders for the Candy Corn Apocalypse. But there was some cool stuff in there. They had a couple of those little goblin finger puppets in there. There's that's not hair, that's just fake spider web stuff on it. Different colored skeletons. I got a few of these previously as well. They're pretty neat. A few of those in there. That's pretty much it. Just a bunch of little rubber Halloween things that I'll probably end up giving away. Also at the flea market, I found this. They wanted $5. I got it for $4. It is a light up ceramic haunted house. And I don't normally buy ceramic stuff. I've been doing more and more of that recently. But this one looked pretty cool, and it lights up, which was an extra incentive for me to check it out. Can you tell? I'm just not feeling it today. I'm like, oh, here's the next thing I got. Oh, God. So the rest of the stuff I got were actually blow molds. I got a ton of blow molds this weekend. They're not all Halloween, though. In fact, only one of them is Halloween. So let me show you what I found instead of just talking about it. The first guy was from the flea market. This was a standalone purchase. I really like this one. It's a Frosty the Snowman, mini Frosty the Snowman. This is an old school Empire. It's actually dated. A lot of these aren't usually dated, but this one is dated 1968 on the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see that under right there. There's a little bit of damage. It looks like the hole in the back where you put the light, they cut open extra. You could kind of see it's not just round. It looks like they cut a little extra to fit a bigger bulb maybe. And there's a little crack at the bottom. And then, of course, there's the regular hole in the bottom. I got it for $1, though, and honestly, those little bits of damage and missing paint doesn't bother me when you get something for $1. It's like, hey, what are you doing? The rest of the blow molds are big ones, so I actually did some B-roll that I'll show you as I'm talking. Here's what happened. I went to a yard sale. After the flea market, Mike and I went to some yard sales, and there was nothing there, but as usual, I always ask, do you have any old Halloween stuff? And this guy goes, well, yeah. Actually, I do. I have this big, he goes like, I have this big ghost, this plastic ghost, and he's kind of like reaching up. And I know he's got to be talking about a ghost blow mold. But the funny thing that happens is there's this old lady standing not so far away, and she's listening in to our conversation. And, you know, the guy obviously doesn't know the name for it, and I didn't have a chance to say, oh, it's a blow mold or whatever. And the woman starts kind of walking over, and she goes to, like, push her way in between me and the guy and goes, oh, blow mold, yeah, there's a blow mold. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is this now? God damn it. But thank God the guy was like, hey, I'm talking to them right now. And she's like, oh, and she kind of, you know, scurried away a little bit. And I was like, oh, at least the guy, you know, was nice about that to me. You know, it's like, hey, I'm dealing with these guys right now. We'll talk after kind of thing. So he says, they're over in the garage. I follow him to the garage, and he kind of points up, and I see there's a few different things there. So he starts taking stuff down. The first two things he takes down, you know, we'll cut to the B-roll. First two things he takes down are the classic Noel candles for Christmas. I used to have a couple of old ones. I don't know whatever happened to them. You know, they either broke and got thrown away, or they're still somewhere in a shed. But they're pretty standard. You know, these look like maybe slightly older ones. I'm not really sure. There's no markings on these particular ones. And since I don't collect them, I didn't really like think about it too much. But so he takes those down. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, and then he grabs down, the next thing that he grabs down was another Christmas one. This was the Toy Soldier. Similar to the candles, it's also kind of a common one that I've seen around. Maybe a little bit older again. I'm not really sure the age on these, no markings. And then finally, the piece de resistance. He grabs the Halloween one down, and boy, oh boy, man, my eyes lit up. I saw this, and I was just so happy. I have something like it that actually I believe Mr. Tony the Dead gave me a year or two ago. But that one, I think the one that Tony gave me is a little newer. This one is an older one. It's an Empire. I mean, I love it. I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, damn, this is great. So I asked him how much, and he said $1 a piece for these big blow molds, which is outrageous of a price. I mean, that's a crazy low price for these guys. Normally I would just leave the Christmas ones behind, but you know, for $1, I was like, man, I can't pass these up. So $4, snagged all those extra large blow molds there. So we're walking back out to where the yard sale is, and we're carrying all the blow molds. And I hear that lady who was kind of butting in earlier, I hear her go, oh, look, blow mold. And she started kind of like, you know, getting all excited again. And then, you know, I paid the guy, and I guess she saw me paying him and kind of quieted down a bit. And my brother and I start walking down and taking the stuff, and I look back and I see her going up to the guy, and I hear that she's talking about the blow molds. And I feel bad about that because I don't want the guy to feel like he got ripped off or anything, but I'm not going to offer more money than you know, it's like, there's that kind of ethical question. When you know something's worth more money and someone says they only want a certain amount, is it on you to offer more even though they said they only wanted a certain amount? In my mind, no, it's not. It's a yard sale. If they didn't do the research or they don't care or whatever, they set a price, you pay it. You know, it's not your job to tell them what it's worth and then pay more than they're asking. But anyway, I feel like she was probably saying to him, oh, how much did you ask for? Those are worth money. Oh, and kind of like making him feel bad, which kind of sucks if that happened. I don't know if that's what happened. On the bright side, rest assured, these are staying in my collection. I'm not reselling them. I'm not trying to make money off the guy or anything like that. They're going to be display pieces for my collection. As you could see, obviously, I keep all that kind of stuff. those are all of the finds from this weekend's yard sale video. Again, sorry about the long wait on this one. I hopefully will start kind of clearing the fog over the course of the next few days. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. That's okay, too. If you haven't subscribed yet, give us a subscribe. I promise we'll have more and more Halloween goodness as the months go on and we get closer and closer. I think we're 3 months away now. So close. Breathe deep in the night, everybody. Bye.